Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. We're gonna start off with our next video here. It's gonna be in two parts this time. Sorry, two parts. Fingers are below the camera. The first half we're gonna do right here, and it's gonna be more technique based. Just some exercises that are hopefully fun. And then after that, we're going to move on and work a little bit more on In the Hall of the Mountain King, which we worked on in some previous lesson videos. So we're going to look at that again too. All right, so let's get started here. We're going to start off with this kind of long tone slurring exercise. 100 points to anyone who can pronounce the name of this exercise. I have trouble spelling this every time I try, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Chickowicz, which, if you got that, good on you, because I would not have. Anyways, this is the Chickowicz exercise. This is the first one in the book. I have the book's right over here, so that's the first exercise from the long tone book. Later on, we'll go more in depth with some of these books. But yeah, let's just get started with this exercise. I'll put my headphones on so I can turn a metronome on and listen to it. Let's get a metronome up here. Let's try this. Alright, that sounds good. Alright. And the focus of this exercise is to keep your air really smooth the entire way, and try and phrase a little bit. So you can just play it all the same volume, but maybe we add a little bit of a swell in some place to make it sound a little bit more musical. So da, 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 Alright, so that's what the exercise is going to sound like. And let's play it together. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, we're going to go on to the next one now. I'm just going to keep going through, moving on to the next one. I'm not going to talk between them. So starting on the next line. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. One, two, three. One, two, three. One, two, three. Nice job. If you missed any of those, just go back and try them again. But this is a nice kind of relaxing exercise just to get your air going. When you're going down to the low notes at the end, so like especially on like the last one, you need to think really, really open. Right? open here. So I don't want my throat closed off. I want warm air. If you breathe against your hand, right? So I can breathe cold air against my hand by blowing. And then if I was to kind of just exhale out like that, you can feel the air is a lot warmer. So when we're playing those low notes, we really want to try and get that really warm air going, right? So is really the air we want to get a nice fat low note, which is often difficult to do on the trumpet. And then let's see, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I think that's about it. So that's a nice little warm-up exercise there. Go ahead and play through that with me, and then when you've gotten that, let's move on to... Here we go. Some lip slurs. So we did some of these in the last lesson. It's going to be a little bit of stuff like that. So we're going to be slurring through notes, and oh, sorry. My bad. I forgot to mention on this one here. I want to, the last two, especially the last two, but kind of every time you have a D or a C sharp in the lower register, make sure you can kick this slide out here, right? So if I was to play... Doesn't sound awful, but, you know, it's a lot more in tune if on the first few notes... Right? You hear the difference between... and... So you want to make sure that slide gets kicked out on the D and especially the C sharp too. Those notes are very out of tune on trumpet. So they're very sharp. So you need to make sure that the slide goes out about, you know, on the D, I'd say maybe ½ inch, and on the C sharp, maybe 3/4 of an inch, to help get those in tune. All right, and let's go on to group 2 here on the irons exercise. This book's from this exercise is from a book called by someone named Irons. I forget his first name actually. Let me see if I have the book here and I can show you. Huh. I'm not sure where it went. I must have misplaced the book. Maybe in the next lesson I'll have it for you guys. Anyways, this is a photocopy from the first exercise of that book. And we did group 1 last time, so let's go on to group 2 this time. And same thing here that was with group 1 is you can see the first notes. It looks like F sharp, A sharp, F sharp, C sharp, which you would normally play like this. Right? However, in this exercise, we're going to use what we call alternate fingerings. So you have the option to play some notes with different kinds of fingerings. So for example, F sharp, I can play it with all my fingers down as well as just my second valve. So we're going to play that as an alternate fingering for F sharp. We're going to use this same fingering to play a B flat, right? So you can use the same alternate fingering there. And then we're going to just use our standard fingering for C sharp. And by using this alternate fingering, what we can do is instead of changing our fingerings and slurring between notes, we do a lip slur between notes, which ends up sounding like this. So you can hear I'm changing notes without moving my fingers. So we're going to do that. And the fingerings, you can see the first one, it's 1, 2, and 3 for the whole exercise. The next one's going to be 1 and 3 for the whole exercise, and then 2 and 3. And the fingering just goes up chromatically. So if you're familiar with your chromatic scale, right? It's just that order of fingerings, but we're starting on a different note. And you can always just take a look at what my fingers are doing and just copy that if you're a little confused. At the very end of these, you'll also see the notes split. So like at the end of the very first one, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth measure there. There's an F sharp right up here and an F sharp down low. You can pick to do whichever one you want. If you can, I recommend doing the lower one. It's a bit more difficult to do the lower one, but it's good practice. Really opens up your air nicely. So let's get started with that. Let's do... All right. Bit of a faster tempo, but we're doing all whole notes, so it should be all right. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And if you can, try and do, we're going to do the repeat on all these. I forgot to mention that beforehand, but we will do the repeat. And try and do the whole thing in one breath. It's a lot of air. I know it's a lot of air. If you're not able to, that's all right. Take a breath between. So if I was to do it in 2 breaths, I would play. So that's how I would do it in 2 breaths. You heard I breathed after the 4th measure there. But if you can, do it all in 1 breath, which would be a total of, 8, 9, 10 measures all in 1 breath. It's a lot, but I think you guys might be able to do it. What you need to make sure is you take a nice deep breath beforehand, and make sure that breath is really deep like that, and not shallow. So if you hear the difference when I breathe in, or the second one, it's a much deeper breath, and I can fill my lungs up a lot bigger. So let's try this one more time. This time we're going to go on. So we're going to do we'll do the first one more time, take the repeat, and then after that I'm going to stop talking and we'll just play through the exercise. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. And this lesson's a little bit different. We'll just play through it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, my bad. I started on a wrong note. 1, 2, 3. All right. Nice job. So that exercise, again, nice warm up with lip slurs. And finally, in this little exercise preview, or this exercise video before we move on to an actual piece of music, we're going to do, where did they go? Here they go. Oh, here they are. The Clark studies, we've done a few of them so far. So we've done numbers 1 and 8, if you guys remember that, which are the same fingerings, which is why we put those together. We've done 2, we've done 3. So today we're going to do numbers 4 and 5. So let's start with number 4. We're going to do it about this tempo. So let me get a metronome on there. A little bit slower. Do 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 do. Go even a little bit slower than that. There we go. Okay. And we're gonna take the repeat on this one. So do 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 do. All right. And we're starting at number 3, and it's all chromatic. 1, 2, ready. Oh, let's actually, this is in 3/4, so let's count in 3. 1, 2. Let's do that one more time. 1, 2, ready. On to number 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, I'm sorry, my bad. I need to count to 3. We're in 3/4, not 4/4. 1, 2. Let's do it once more. 1, 2. Very good. All right, so that's a nice technique exercise. This one's nice for finger dexterity, get your fingers all warmed up. The other ones help get your lips warmed up. And now that we're all done with our exercises, let's stop this video here, and then you guys can move on to the next one, which is going to be some more work on In the Hall of the Mountain King, which we spent some time on in the last video or two. And this next one is going to be the last video on In the Hall of the Mountain King, and then we're going to move on to something new. All right, see you guys.